it's Ginger. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm giving you a school vlog, update, chit chat, whatever you want to call it. So I've been going to school now for 1 whole month. We go Tuesdays through Saturdays, so we're off Sunday and Monday. And I have been going the extra hours, and what that is I'm required to be there from 9 to 3:30, but I can be there at 8:30 and stay till 4:30. So by doing that, I am going to graduate a little bit early, which is fantastic because driving there, it's like an hour and 15 minutes there, an hour and 15 minutes back. Gas is very expensive. Yeah, so it's weighing heavy on the pocketbook right now, so the sooner I can get done, the better off I'll be. So I'm gonna give you guys a little update of like what all we've done so far, what I've been learning. It's so crazy because I've only been there for 4 weeks, but it feels like I've been there for 4 months. And after my first couple of days of just being there, we just dove right in and started, and it felt like I've been there for so long. It's a very, very fast-paced environment, and you've got to keep up. It's very hard. It's not that we just go to school and play with nails all day. That is absolutely not what it is, although we do get to play. But we just immediately started on diseases and disorders. There's 35 that we have to learn. We have to learn how to pronounce them, how to spell them, what their definitions are. And then I just had my final on that, so we started that when I first got there. And I just had the final on 35 words. Aced it. 100%. I'm so proud of myself because I'm such a terrible speller. I never really did great in school. But then again, I've never really applied myself to school the way I have taken this on. This is so important to me. Like, it's my passion. It's just so important to me. So I ain't messing around. So we've done several chapters out of our book already, and this is our book. This is Milady Standard Nail Technology, and she's pretty big. We also have our workbook. So we read our chapters, there's questions in the back of each chapter, and then there's a whole workbook section for that chapter. We do that. And then we do all the definitions for the chapter. We have to write them down, and you have to write down the definitions for every chapter, basically the entire book, all of the definitions in the back. You have to have those wrote down before you can graduate. And your fingers hurt from writing. It hurts so bad, but it's tedious, but absolutely worth it. I learn myself. I learn better that way. By writing something and reading it to myself. I learn better by doing it that way than if I were to just skim over it and yeah, take a test on it. So we've had, speaking of tests, we've had a ton of tests. We have a test just about every other day, if not every day. We started our diseases and disorders, and we started with 4 of them, and we studied them for a day. And then the next day we had a test. And then we got 4 more assigned to us. And then the next day we had a test. And it was the first 4 plus the additional 4. So on the 4th day we had 8 terms. And then it went up 4 every time after that. And then we started doing 3 at a time because they started getting a little complicated. And then eventually to the final 35. Ducky! Somebody needs to make an appearance. Isn't she so pretty? Oh, I love her so much. Okay. So yeah, and then in between doing the diseases and disorders, we do a chapter in the book. We've done the nail anatomy, like the nail structure chapter. We're currently working on the chemistry chapter. We've done the acrylics chapter, the gel chapter. There's been several more. I can't remember them all right off the top of my head, but I think we've already done close to 10 chapters, and we're getting close to the end. And then what they do is when the new students come in at the first of the month, which they're getting ready to come in this coming Tuesday, they kind of start where we are, and then once we finish, we just rotate back over it again. So it's like a refresher, and I think that's wonderful, you know, to like go through the whole book and then go through it again, and as many times as you can do that while you're there in school, I think is fantastic. That's really going to help me a lot to learn. Repetition for me helps me learn a lot. I know everybody's different. Some people are more like hands-on learning, some people are more visual, some people can read and learn, but repetition for me and all of the above. So I'm not sure exactly what you guys want to know. I'm happy to answer any questions. I actually thought about doing a live video, but as I'm recording this video, I still haven't uploaded my first vlog style video yet. That was just me getting ready to go to school. I went and got my TB test and all that stuff, and kind of showed you some school supplies. So hopefully you'll see that video before you see this video. I'm so behind, guys, and I'm so sorry, and I'm trying not to ramble on and make this forever long, but I don't have time to sit down and film, and then when I do actually get to film, I don't have time to sit down and edit. School really is taking a ton of my time. I get up at 5 a.m., sometimes a little earlier than that. I have to get myself ready, and then I have to get my daughter ready for school, and then my husband takes her to school. I leave about 15 minutes before they have to leave just to get to school on time. Then I park, and since it's the city, there's like no parking right where my school is at. So they offer us free parking, but it's 4 blocks away. So it's either pay $7 a day to park right across the street from the school, which I don't have $7 a day for parking. I don't have $7 a day for lunch. So yeah, so I park the 4 blocks away and walk my butt to school every day, walk my butt back to my car when school's over, and drive my hour and 15 minutes back home. By the time I get my daughter picked up, it's about 6 o'clock. We get home, I make her dinner, give her a bath, and get her ready for bed. It's probably 8 or 8:30 before I can even sit down and study myself, and then I try to go to bed like 10 if I can, depending on what the test the next day is, and I just try to study as much as I can and get as much sleep as I can, and then there's really no time for anything else. So on Mondays when I'm off, that's my day where I can run my errands, go to the bank, all that stuff. And Sunday is the only day I have with my family. So I have Sunday with my husband and my daughter, and that's really all the time I have. So I am doing my best to get videos up for you guys, but just please be patient with me while I'm in school. It's gonna be worth it in the end, I promise. Yeah, but I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed and who continues to subscribe. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I do have video requests that I'm trying to get to, and I'm going to do my best to get those up. I have reviews I have to do for companies, and it's like as soon as I started school, that's when all the companies started to email me and say, would you like to review products for us? And yeah, that's fantastic, but what a bad time. I mean, the timing could not be worse. I'm like, okay, but just know that I am in school, and it may take me a few weeks to get a video uploaded after I receive the products. And for the most part, most of the companies have been very understanding. And I want to say a huge thank you to those companies for sending me stuff to review. I love doing that. It's so much fun to try new products, and yeah, so a huge thank you to everybody, just to everybody who watches my videos and sends me stuff to review and, you know, all that. So I'm going to try not to ramble too much and get on with more of the school stuff. So we come in at 8:30. Class technically doesn't start till 9, so we sit and study for the test that day, and we have a little study group. I've made some really amazing friends already, and I am so blessed to have started when I did to be in the same class as some of these girls. They're absolutely amazing, and I really don't know what I would do without them. They're really making this experience so much fun for me. We have a blast. We study our butts off, but trust me, we have so much fun. And my teacher, oh my God, she is amazing. I love her to pieces. I'm gonna miss her so much. And that woman, she knows her stuff. Like, she knows her stuff inside and out. And I'm just so thankful to get to learn from her. So after we are done studying, we usually take our test immediately in the morning, and then we will either start on a new chapter and do bookwork, whatever we need to do until our first break, which is at 10:30. Usually by then, that's when they start taking clients. Now the school takes in public and does everything that we are learning to do. They'll do nails, hair, they do like waxing, eyebrow waxing, Brazilian waxing. They do some back treatments, some facials, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's a full cosmetology school. There's a barbering school, and then you've got the girls taking the Cosmo class, and then you got aesthetics, and then you got the nail tech class. And it's broke up to where, like, I don't have to take the full cosmetology course to just do nails. There are other schools like that where you have to take the full Cosmo course with the hair and everything. And I like my hair, but I don't want to cut it. I don't want to cut anybody else's hair. Hair scares me. So yeah, you can take the full thing, or you can just take the nail section. You can just take aesthetics. But for Cosmo, to do the hair and stuff, you do have to take the full cosmetology course. And then you have to take a small section of the nails. That is 300 hours. That's part of your cosmetology. I don't know how many hours total they have to do, but the nail part for them is 300. If you're just doing the manicuring course, it's 400 hours. And the course that I'm taking is the advanced manicuring course, and that's 600 hours. And so I started September 5th. I'm sorry, my cat is going crazy in the background right now. I started September 5th, and my end contract date is January 30th. So I have until that date to get my 600 hours in. If I go over that date, say I've missed some days of school, it's $40 a day that you have to pay to finish up your hours. So you definitely don't want to miss school. There's only a small amount of hours that you can miss before you go over that contract date. So you really got to make sure you get to school. And then me doing, like I said earlier, going in early and staying later than what I have to. I'm going to end up finishing around December 30th. It's a whole month early. So then after we're done studying, I'm sorry I went off into a rant and like I'm going 1,000 different directions. I'm doing my best with minimal sleep, and yeah, my brain is full right now. So after we do our bookwork in the morning, we go and take our 10:30 break. Usually by then clients start coming in. You have to have, for the manicuring course, 100 hours before you can work on the public. So I had my 100 hours in within 3 weeks of being there. So on the first day of my 4th week, I was able to work on the public, and I was terrified. Mostly because what we have available to work with is acrylic, and I've never messed with acrylic. I'm a gel girl, you guys know, and there's not a lot of that there at the school to mess with. I did bring some of my own stuff into school so I could play around with it. I brought my lamp, and their equipment that they have is not really great, and the issue with that is because people stole all their stuff, which is absolutely infuriating. I can't believe someone would do that, but they graduated and decided that they wanted the stuff for themselves, and they took it. And it's just really, really sad. I can't believe someone would do that. So, but yeah, so we don't have a lot to play around with. We get our kit, and I can show you my kit if I remember to do that before we stop talking here, with all of our stuff in it. And it's a C&D kit. And it's got the monomer and the powder and all that. So that's what we use. So I started working on the public, and I done a couple full sets of nails, and I will insert a picture here for you guys. this was my third set that I did, and this was on one of the Cosmo girls, and it turned out so good. I was so proud of myself. It really turned out good. So I'm getting there, and I'm really excited, but I still get a little nervous when I have to work on the public. But then continuing on with the day, if we're working on somebody, our lunch can get delayed depending on when they come in. But lunch is typically around 11:30, and then after we get back from lunch, the bookwork part is over, and then we just play. So we practice on each other, which is why my nails look like this right now. They're a little rough around the edges. And then I did this just recently. This is gel, and that'll be a review for this, hopefully eventually. This is Madam Glam. And so we practice on each other, and we'll put a set of acrylics on, and then we'll have to sit and soak them off. So we just sit and soak in acetone and scrape it off and start all over again. We practice on the Cosmo girls. The barbers will come down and get manicures and pedicures, and we'll do those on each other, and then whoever walks in and once service is done, we do it on the public. They pay a discounted rate for students to work on them. So it's good practice for us, and then they get stuff done for really cheap. And then the day's over, we pack up our kit and go home and do it all over again. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to ramble on forever because I probably could and just go off into 1,000 different directions and never get to my point. But if there's anything specific that you want to know, if there's anything specific that you want to know about school or the experience or what we're learning, just ask, and I'll try to put that in my next vlog. I do want to try to sit down and do a live video so you can ask me questions as the video goes on, and I can just address those immediately. And I would love to do that. I'm gonna try to figure that out. I've never done YouTube Live before. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm gonna try to do that. So let me know if you guys would like something like that. What's a good time to do that for you? I know you're at work, at school, or it's a different time for you than it is for me. So let me know a good time and day and if you would like me to do that. So but yeah, otherwise leave some questions down in the comments below if you want to know anything about the book, what's in it, what we're learning. It's very fast paced. We're just go, and yeah, so I don't know what else to say. I'm not sure what all to address, what all you guys want to know, but I think it's good to sit and just talk about the experience so I can actually look back on it and say, oh wow, I was really frazzled. Because right now I feel like my brain is going to explode. But I'm having a ton of fun at the same time, and like I said, I've made some really great friends already, so I'm very excited for this career and for the future. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
About this place, but I don't wanna leave here if you're just gonna stay. Changing like the seasons, been wasting all this time. Should be like satellites cast beyond the